All right. And we are live, guys. So we are here with Coach University Week 1. This is going to be a 6-week program every week, same time. It'll be a Zoom just like this. We will record it so you can give this out to your teams. And this week, we're going to be covering a lot of foundation stuff. We're really going to be covering foundation stuff for the next 6 weeks, but it's everything that you can take for your business and also take back to your teams to help them with their businesses. And so if someone's not on this training today, that's okay. They can catch the recording. They'll be able to catch all the recordings for the next 5 weeks or 6 weeks as well. So I am going to let Whitney start us off and take it away. Let's dive in.
Hey, you guys. All right, so to kick off this whole coaching journey, we're going to start with the very basics, and it's those 4 Vata behaviors. And any time in this business that you feel like things are getting complicated or, things aren't working, chances are that you've kind of merged away from these 4 Vata behaviors. So we really want to dive into those. And the place that you can find these 4 Vata behaviors is something called your business activity tracker. If you have not printed out the business activity tracker yet, I recommend starting there when you do your new coach call with your sponsor coach. That'll be the first thing that you guys get to go over and what each line means and how to fill that out. So 4 vitals, real quick. And I'm just going to go through them. The very first one is inviting, which we're going to dive into today on the first week of training. The second one is being proof the products work, really showing your journey and how the tools of Beachbody work for you. The third one is personal development, one of the most important ones. And then the fourth one is recognition. So recognizing your success, recognizing the success of those people in your life, and even something as small as recognizing, the people who maybe sacrifice for you throughout the day. So I like to recognize Paul. I like to recognize my family. Just being the person that is always being that cheerleader for other people. So those are the 4 vitals. Now, we'll dive more into the inviting, like I said, and really what we want to kick this off with is something called your contact list and your memory jogger. So both of these documents, can I share screen, Christy? Let's see.
Yeah, you can click that green button at the bottom.
Perfect. Okay, let's see if we can do this. So in your Coach Online office, you'll find something called the memory jogger, and you'll find something called the contact list. This is what the memory jogger looks like. And this is great as a brand new coach, just pulling out, going to like a TJ Maxx, or I think it's called TK Maxx in the UK, grabbing a notebook and having something where you can jot down names. And I go through notebook after notebook after notebook. But I always have a list of sometimes about 100 names that I'm working from that week. So how do I find my names? I'm going to think of my memory jogger. And this is just meant to, when I start with a new coach, they're like, well, I don't know anybody and I don't have a following. But if you can think of these kind of bullet points and think, actually, I start to realize I do know a lot of people. So if I could think of old coworkers that I used to have, that might make me think of, their friends and family. Or if I start thinking of my church members, social groups that I'm in, neighbors. I love this. Like, have you talked to the people on your block yet? Those are sometimes the first people that you can help. So print this out as a new coach and just start making your list. And I say start with 100 names. If you want to go bigger, 10x that or 3x that. Start with 300 names of people just in your life, and write down names without judgment, without thinking, oh, they'll never want this, because you'll be blown away by the amount of people that actually do need you and will want your help down the road. So the other thing I want to show you is the contact list. And Everybody does theirs a little bit differently. This is an awesome document that corporate gives us with just name, email, phone number, and then you can write any comments in here that you need. So how you followed up with them, how you met them, what they might be interested in. And this is a great way for you to just keep track of all these people who are on your memory jogger list and where you left things with them. They always say that the fortune is in the follow-up. So a document like this or a notebook where you keep the same information of where you left things with somebody can be crucial when you're looking at who can I help next? Oh yeah, maybe I should go back to the people I talked to months ago and follow up with them. And I have notes on where I left it with them. So this is a great document for that. Now, the other thing I wanted to share with you guys is one of the things that helped me as my personal development when I first got started, and that's the National Wake Up Call. Now, the UK coaches and the US coaches each have a different National Wake Up Call, but both of them are Monday mornings at 8 a.m. So you can find, I'll stop sharing this. Actually, we could show it here. So if you were in your Coach Online office, well, actually, you're going to get an email. I'll just say that. You'll get an email every week with the info to the National Wake Up Call. And I really recommend tuning into those live as many times as you can. And if you're working and you can't tune in live, catch the recording that same day. I've noticed with myself on days where I miss the live and I don't listen to it the same day, I just end up not listening to it. And don't fall into that pattern. Always be somebody that makes it happen on Monday. Start your week off right. And what the National Wake Up Call is just a top coach usually coming on, telling us what worked well for them, what didn't work well for them as they build their business. And so just those two things alone, you can learn from their mistakes so you don't make the same ones. And then you can learn from their tips for success so you can duplicate, because success always leaves clues. So you can use those tips that they give to then implement them in your business. And it's also a great place to catch up on what corporate has going on for that month, anything that they're promoting. So always tune into those. And then your personal development in your first month as a coach can really be listening to old National Wake Up Calls. So anytime you're driving, doing chores, I did them on my bike rides. I would put these same earbuds in, and I would go to old National Wake Up Calls, which are we have a National Wake Up Call podcast. And you can listen to any call that's ever been recorded and listen from the top leaders of this business. And it's fun to listen to ones from years ago, because chances are the people that were doing stuff from way back then aren't what people are doing now, but it probably would work again. So it's fun to kind of circle back around to things like, I go, to my kids' school and I lead fit clubs. I think that was one of the first ones I heard of back 5 years ago when I listened to it. That kind of stuff would work again now today when everybody else is over here on social media. So you'll pull a lot of great ideas from past National Wake Up Calls. And I would add that into your personal development throughout your weeks. And then last point I want to touch on is something called Success Starters. This is a program that the US coaches have, and then the UK coaches have one called Pace Setters. And if you hit Success Club in your first 3 months as a coach, your first full 3 months, not necessarily the month you sign up, but your first full month, then you earn a ticket to Summit, which is our national coach convention. Each year we meet in a different place, and it is the place where your business explodes. You get so many fresh ideas. You just have to make it a non-negotiable to get to Summit the first year that you're a coach, and then every year after that. So why not earn your free ticket to Summit by hitting Success Club, which is helping 3 people in your first 3 months as a coach. So helping 3 people get started with a challenge pack or Shakeology. Or if you're in the US, you could do, UK Energize Recovery on Home Direct. And then for US coaches, Daily Sunshine also counts. So that's a little bit of everything. I'm going to pass it off to Christy now to talk about the next topic.
Awesome, guys. So the next one I'm going to talk about today is the 500 plus PV coach. And so this is your goal, like with what Whitney just shared. If you do not have a contact list, if you have not created one, I want you to pull out a list, pull out that memory jogger, and your action item, the first action item from this training for the week is to create a list of 100 people. And if you want to go big, create a list of 200 people, just start. Maybe you don't get to 100, maybe you get to 50 or 75 or whatever that is, but that's your first action item, is create that contact list. Start that list. We're going to give you tools with how to reach out to those people, but start the list. That's your first action item. Number 2, I'm going to cover the 500 plus PV coach. And your action item number 2 is really a goal. And the goal for this month, for the month of November, because we're already at the end of October, for the month of November is to become a 500 plus PV coach. That is your goal. That is your action item. The action items we're giving you in this training are going to help you get there. So what is a 500 plus PV coach? So every product program that we sell, 3-Day Refresh, Ultimate Reset, Shakeologies, Daily Sunshine, Energize, Recover, P90X, Insanity, BOD, whatever it is, in our shop has what's called PV, personal volume points. Every single product has 3 values. We're going to cover those 3 values. The first value is the retail cost. That's the cost that your customers pay for that product. So for Shakeology, that's $129.95. The second value that it has is the wholesale cost. That's what we pay as coaches for that product. That's $97.50. Most every product we are getting a 25% discount on. So that's the difference between your retail and your wholesale. What we're paying is that 25% discount. And the third value is what's called PV, personal or point value, or personal value, but most people think of it as point value, and then TV, which is team volume, right? So you have PV and TV. Every single product or program that we have in our shop has a PV or a TV attached to it. So for Shakeology, it's 90 personal volume points, and it's also 90 team volume points. Does that make sense? Does everybody understand that? Okay, awesome. So 500 PV coach means that you have 500 personal volume. Everything a customer orders from you gives you PV. So if a customer orders Shakeology, you have 90 PV. If a customer orders P90X DVDs, it's also 90 PV. If they order Energize, it's 38 PV. If they order Recover, it's 52 PV. So there in our Coach Online office is a list, and we're going to post all these resources that we're giving you, the memory jogger, the contact list, the product link list, and the product link list. So you have the links for every single product, but then also the product list. So you have the value, the cost, your cost, the customer cost, and your point volume for each product in our Coach Online office. We have both of those lists. We're going to post those resources in the event in Epic Dream Team after the call as well. We're also going to create a Google Doc, so you'll have the training for this video along with all the resources. So the goal for November is to become a 500 plus PV coach. And how you do that is you invite people, right? You talk with them, you have conversations, you become a great conversationalist. And it's not about just selling a challenge pack to somebody and getting them started on that. And the thing that I want to share with you guys is when I got started with coaching, I was an Ironman triathlete. I was working out 20 plus hours a week. I did not need another workout program. If you would have came to me and tried to tell me I needed a challenge pack, I would have said, no, thank you. That's not a solution that I need. It's not a solution I need for my life. And you would have lost me. See, my coach was smart in knowing that the entire challenge pack isn't for everyone. For a lot of people, yes, but meet people with where they're at. So my coach actually introduced the coach opportunity and Shakeology to me because those were 2 solutions I was looking for. I knew that I could improve in my nutrition, which would then help my performance as a triathlete. I knew that I wanted to get out of my job, so I was searching for something in fitness to help other people. So it was a solution for what I was searching for. So when you're having conversations with people, it's not all about the challenge pack. Maybe they're into CrossFit, or maybe they're into running, and maybe they already love their fitness program. That's okay. That's great. We have plenty of other solutions for them, right? We have Ultimate Reset. We have 3-day refresh. We have Shakeology, pre-workout, post-workout. As a triathlete, pre-workout and post-workout were something that most triathletes use. And it's so cool now because our pre-workout Energize and post-workout Recover are actually the main supplement, the sponsored supplement at all the North American Ironman races, right? So if I'm going to speak with the triathlete, I'm not going to talk with them about our fitness programs because they already have that. And we call that our healthy formula. So instead of just knowing that we have these challenge packs to offer people, yes, they're a great program and product to offer someone for the total solution. But if you're speaking with someone who's into CrossFit, or who's a runner or a triathlete or a gymnast, or just loves what they're doing already. Maybe they go to the gym and they love their fitness, they love their workouts already. That's great. We have other things to offer them. Or maybe they're great on nutrition, but they don't know what to do with their workouts. We have that to offer them. So the idea to become a 500 plus PV coach is to connect and help people with their healthy formula. Ask questions. And 500 PV just means you're adding up and you're helping enough customers get started that you have 500 personal volume points. That's really going to help you create a solid business. But as you teach your coaches to do the same thing, it's going to help them to create a solid business and solid foundation and create more team cycle bonuses. Whitney, I'm going to pass it back to you.
Awesome. Okay, so this next one is fun. It's actually announcing to the world that you are now a coach. It was pretty funny. I was sitting next to somebody at Summit, and they leaned over to me and whispered, we were in one of the workshops, and they're like, I guess I kind of actually have to tell people I do this now. And it's like we get a little bit scared. We get a little bit fearful of maybe what people think or how to post about it, what to say, and then we just get stuck and we don't actually do it. So I wanted to give you some just kind of helpful tools and ideas on how you can just kind of ready, set, launch and jump right into it. And the beauty of it is it has to be so simple. So as you're kind of thinking of your whole story, this is not the time to splurge like your whole life out onto social media. No way. We're doing that. We'll breadcrumb your story later. I want you to just start with a couple like easy prompts with a really cute picture of you and the family, or you and the dog, or, you and your hubby, whatever it is, or just you out on a hike. So here are a few kind of just short, simple examples that you can start with that pique the curiosity, that get somebody messaging you about what you're doing. So these scripts, there's 4 of them that I'll read off, and then we'll post these in the Google Doc as well. So this first one is, can changing your body really change your life? ? I'm about to find out. Here goes the next 21 days. Number 2, together we're better. So for the next 21 days, we're teaming up to lose some weight. Who's with me? Number 3, for the longest time, I didn't believe I could keep myself on track to lose weight. I think I'm onto something here. It's working. Why am I so surprised? And then number 4, as history reveals, I've never made it past day 5 on a diet. But wait, I think I just figured something out. It's been 3 weeks. I've got this. So what you're doing, the goal is just to get likes and comments, because if you get likes and comments on your photo, we can work with that. We now have a list of people who you can now tell are seeing your stuff and have showed somewhat of an interest or at least support in your post. So those are going to be the people that we reach out to. So keep it simple, keep it you. If it feels gross, if it feels salesy, it's not the right post. So I want you guys, for your second action item today or this week, is to craft your first kind of, hey, this is what I'm doing post. And start with something as simple as those 4 examples I just read off. Pick a picture and then send that to 5 people, one of them being your upline coach. Or you could send it to your team page. and ask people for feedback, constructive criticisms, that you can then implement or switch it up. So that's kind of the next thing, is just letting people know that you're doing this. All right, back to you, Christy.
Awesome. So you guys, just to kind of recap what we've gone through so far, you have your first action item, which is to create a list of 100 people. That's your first action item. Your first goal is to become a 500 plus PV coach. Your second action item is to post to social media your coming out post as a coach. Your coming out post, we'll call that launching your business. And now I'm going to go into where you can find all of your coach links. So if you go into your Coach Online office, and I am going to see if I can screen share really quickly with you so I can show you exactly where to go. Okay, 1 second, screen share. Here we go. All right. So when you are in your Coach Online office, you've logged in, then you're going to go to this support. Can you guys all see this? Yeah? Okay. So you'll click this support tab, and then right here is helpful links. You click on helpful links, and you have your shop where you can see everything that we have available, your mobile enrollment, your Team Beachbody Coach Link Generator, and your My Challenge Tracker. So the Coach Link Generator is where you can get links that link to any program or product we have that tie back to you as the coach. So that's where you will find that. A lot of you are like, what link do I send them? Or how do I sign up a coach? This is where you would check. You have your mobile enrollment and your Team Beachbody Coach Link Generator. So that sums up how to find that information. So you're ready and set to like dive into your business. You have your list, you have your coming out post. Now next, we're going to go into the most fun part. It's also the scariest at the beginning, but the most fun part. And one thing that I heard this morning, I was listening to a podcast from Brendon Burchard, who's one of my favorites, of high performance coaching. And he said that successful people, high performance people, real, people that just live life at a higher game, the one thing that they do differently is they see fear and they say, okay, how do I want to feel in this moment? And they do it anyways, but I get scared of things all the time. I'm actually scared of flying. I'm terrified of flying. I'm afraid that I'm going to die in a plane crash. And I'm terrified of speaking on stage. I was terrified of inviting people. But when I feel that fear, I say, okay, how do I want to feel? And I've actually programmed myself that now when I feel fear, I really get excited about it because I know how amazing it feels when I overcome it and when I push through, and really how those things are just holding me back from living life happy and at a higher level of happiness. So the scariest thing to do, I feel like, is inviting, but it's also the most rewarding once you get through that fear. And definitely listen to Brendon Burchard. That's why personal development is so important, so that we can start to create a life of where we are feeling emotions that we want to feel on a daily basis instead of just reacting to things and letting that control our lives. So I'm going to let Whitney dive in with inviting so we can prompt you with the mindset of it. And then we're going to give you the tools to actually do that.
Cool. And this is one of my favorite areas because this is where you get to shine as an individual. So my strength is working with people in person and just going and having coffee with them. So if the word inviting scares you, change it to the word sharing, or change it to the word conversation, or change it to the word start a relationship. So when I look through my memory jogger or my contact list, those are people that if they're in my hometown, I'm going to schedule a coffee date with them. And I'm going to go meet up with them, or I'm going to do some kind of FaceTime, something where I can see them and legitimately have a face-to-face conversation. Or like as our founding coach she calls it belly to belly. You're just right there in person, because I think that a lot of network marketers or direct sales get stuck behind the computer screen. And how many of you have gotten one of those messages from somebody in your inbox and it's a random invite to something super they haven't even built a relationship with you yet. And it's gross. And you're like, what is this? And they ignore you, and I ignore those people, or I send back, I'm like, I'm good, thank you. So If it feels icky, if it feels unnatural, it is. Don't do it. Okay. Instead, I want you to text a couple friends this week and set up little coffee dates with them. So you can go learn about their life and show that you care. And then this whole idea of sharing what you're doing, starting conversation, building a relationship with them, inviting them to a challenge group or to the coach opportunity is going to be so natural. Christy invited me to coffee this is 5-6 years ago when I was playing hooky from my full-time job. And we just sat down and had coffee and we talked about how much I hated my job. And then I went home and I got a message from her that said, hey, have you ever considered coaching? You love fitness. You don't want to work your job. Why not try this? And so it's that simple. Just go meet up with somebody or call them on the phone. I love going back to old school, face-to-face, person-to-person. So Christy's going to share with you a cool script idea if you are somebody that wants kind of that guidance and have that script so you can just kind of go off of that, then this will be awesome for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Whitney. And so guys, when it comes to inviting, like she said, it's really just opening up a relationship. Another way to think of it is you become a really great conversationalist. That's what we're doing. Your goal is to become a really great conversationalist, and becoming a great conversationalist has actually opened my world to just better relationships, to better communication. And this is something that you have to practice, and you have to give yourself grace. You have to give yourself, let yourself be bad at it at the beginning. I will tell you, I was probably the worst. I was definitely the worst because we didn't have scripts to follow. And scripts are not bad. Some people out there think that they are. They're not bad. I use scripts. What scripts help me to do is it just helps me to have confidence in the flow of the conversation. And now I'm such a better conversationalist that I don't necessarily need scripts, but I still use them because, especially on social media, for me, it helps me stay on track with the conversation. But in person, obviously, I'm not reading off of a script, but I just have confidence when I'm speaking with someone in person now because it really is just having that conversation with someone. For example, when we were in the UK, Whitney and I went to a running group, and at this running group, we did not have, and maybe or I didn't, maybe Whitney did, but I didn't have a goal of signing anyone up at this running group. I didn't have a goal of getting someone signed up as a customer or a coach or any of that. My goal was just to connect with people and build relationships. That was truly my goal. And in doing that and having real conversations with people, I was running with this girl, and we're talking about fitness, and we're talking about health. And she starts telling me about her parents and how they used to be athletes and how they're overweight and they have high blood pressure and high cholesterol. And this came up, and I have a solution, and Shakeology is incredible, and it's easy, and they don't even have to start working out. They don't even have to change anything about their nutrition. Just start using this and change this one habit, right? And I was able to share Shakeology with her and share a sample with her. And now I get to follow up with her and see how her dad liked it and be that solution for her, right? And we talked about this earlier. We talked about the healthy formula, not just getting her parents started on a challenge pack, but inserting what they needed at that moment based on what they told me in our conversation. Does that make sense? Okay, so the next thing, we're going to share some scripts with you because I want you to feel equipped. When I was a new coach, the reason I sucked and I was so bad at it and so poor was that I didn't have a script to follow. And when I got my hands on GoPro with Eric Worre, it changed my world. And that's the script that I'm going to share with you guys. And I have a step-by-step for you. But the first part of it is you start with telling someone, texting someone, calling them, setting an appointment in person, whatever that is. Hey, I know you're busy. So that's the first thing. Number one, tell them you know you're busy. Number two, you compliment them on something, which when I reached out to Whitney, that was something I did. I said, I know that you're looking for a way to have more freedom. You love fitness. You love helping people. Your energy is contagious. I complimented her. The next thing is tell her the purpose. I don't know if this is for you, and when you guys say that, I always try to take the pressure off people. It's okay if it's not for you. but I think you'd be great at it. But when you say that, you have to say that with confidence. It can't be like, oh, I have this thing that maybe you'll like. Like, that's not a party. Nobody wants to be involved in that, right? So when you have confidence behind that, when I'm like, if it's not for you, you can tell me. No, it won't hurt my feelings. I just love this. I love what I do. I want you to love what you do. I want you to be able to give energy to other people. Have you ever considered becoming a coach, right? That's what I did to her. Another thing you can say is, have you ever considered getting started with your fitness and nutrition journey? Or have you ever considered joining one of my fitness and nutrition groups? So have you ever considered something that I've gone to? But what Eric Worre teaches, and which I still do, is once they say, yes, I've considered it, could you tell me more? Or no, I haven't considered it, what is it? Then I say to them, if I sent you a video or if I sent you an audio about coaching, would you be able to listen to it today and we could connect for coffee or on the phone tomorrow? So if I, would you? That's the next part of it, right? So number one, I know you're busy. Number two, compliment. Number three, give them the purpose of what you're asking, and then say, if I sent you, would you? So I always get a yes first, that they want the information, and then I say, if I, would you? I confirm that follow-up. Okay, I'm going to send them the video. Awesome. So you'll be able to listen to this today, and we will connect tomorrow at 5 p.m. Schedule that next follow-up. And then just say, thank you. So excited to talk with you tomorrow. So thank you, show appreciation, confirm the appointment. This is a script that I learned from Eric Worre, and I have tailored to fit myself. What I love about it is it's flexible. You get to make it work for you in your voice. So we're going to post this as well. So now, if you guys, just to give you a rundown, I'm going to write all of this in our event, but I want to give you guys a rundown of everything that we've kind of covered so far. Whitney has one more thing to cover with you guys. The first action item, write out your 100 contact list. The first goal, become a 500 plus PV coach. Your second action item, coming out post on Facebook. Your second, or social media or whatever you use. Your second goal, use your tracker, your business activity tracker that we talked about earlier, to stay on track with your vital behaviors. What you track expands. And those basic things are really, you don't have to do all the fancy stuff. I didn't do challenge groups. I didn't do fancy stuff. I literally did everything on that tracker to build a successful coaching business. So that's your second goal. And your third action item is to start inviting and connecting with those people that have liked and commented on your posts. But Whitney's going to give you another way to invite. I'm going to post this script, but Whitney's going to give you another script that's even more incredible. So Whitney, I'm going to let you take it away.
Awesome. So these are some of my favorites, and I call these my dirt people. These are the people that would buy dirt from you if you were selling it to them. And these are the best people to start off with in your business as you launch, because they're going to give you the most great feedback about what you're doing well, what you're not doing well. They'll give you their honest opinions, and that's going to help you become a better coach. So we call this friends and family hot market strategy. And it works, but first, before you send it, you have to get over your imaginary fear of what they're going to say and actually give them a chance to answer you. So these go to those people in your life that are very close to you and will give you honest feedback. So make a list of those people. They'll probably be on the top of your contact list, the ones who know and love you. And here's the conversation if you're, talking to them on the phone or whatever it might be, or in person. So it just goes, hey, Mom, this is your daughter, Whitney. Hey, I got involved in a business that I'm really excited about. I'm not asking you to join. I'm not asking you to become a customer. I called to ask for your help. I want to get a group of people who I really trust, who I know will give me honest feedback and tell me the truth. I want you to buy my product and use it for a month. At the end of the month, I want you to tell me what your thoughts are. If you like the product, you can go on and be my long-term customer. I'll even show you the business if you want to see it. If you don't like it, I will never ask you to buy it again. Can I count on you? So again, those are your dirt people. Those are your people who you just know that you can get the best feedback. I started with this script, and I created a challenge group of my mom's side of the family versus my dad's side of the family. And this was my first group. And I asked them, hey, throughout this challenge group, I want you guys to give me your honest feedback of the products and then how I'm doing as a coach and how I can be a better coach. And it turned out to be one of my most successful challenge groups of all time because it was just people who were going to be honest with me. So take out the fear piece of what people will actually say or of what you think people will say, and just give them a chance to answer you with that script. And we'll post that in the comments as well. There's two other little things that I wanted to share with you guys that have helped my team a lot. And one of them is called a donut. And Carl introduced the donut concept at Summit. And it's this idea behind the donut that you put on a bat when baseball players are warming up. It's just a warm up. Each morning with people that you know that you've been building that relationship with, sending this donut. And it's something so simple, but it's just getting your juices flowing. And it says something to the effect of, hey, Christy, I have this super fun upcoming group. It's going to be 21 days, all the fun included, fun challenges. Would you be interested in jumping in with me? I would love your feedback. No pressure. Whatever that is. It's just simple, easy, get them out. It'll start your confidence building. But again, those are to people that aren't cold invites. Those are people you've been building a relationship with. And then the last one I just want to share is if you've done a challenge group and now you're a coach, sharing your story as a script with those closest to you. So just something like, hey, Sarah, these last 3 weeks, I've been doing this awesome health and fitness boot camp with a trainer, and she asked me to think of one of my friends who might want to jump into our upcoming group, and I immediately thought of you. I don't know if you'd be up for it yet, but it'd be super fun to have you by my side, and we could help hold each other accountable and motivated through the next round. Would you want to jump in with me? I could use a buddy for sure, but no pressure. So there's some script ideas. I'll pass it to Christy to wrap it up.
Awesome, guys. So we are going to get this. Thank you so much, Whitney. This is the first week. We have a lot of information coming in these next 6 weeks. We are going to get this recording up. I'm going to put it on YouTube and then in a Google Doc with all of the resources. And I'm putting up in the event as well your action items and your goals for this first week. So this is what you need to focus on for the first week. I really want you guys to dive in, not do a bunch of extra training. So many coaches are getting stuck in the training wheel. And I will tell you, when I got started, I had no training. I had nothing. And I think it was the best thing because all I could focus on was inviting people and helping them get results. Inviting people, helping them get results. People said no to me, and I just continued to grow and learn by doing. No training in the world is going to give you the confidence that action will. So I want you to take action on these items and rock them out the next week, because we have more training coming next week. And if you can just get a really good grasp on these things, you're going to be ready to tackle week 2. All right, guys. Thank you guys for attending. Happy Halloween. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I hope you guys